um, practical. So for that, already we have one virtual network, as well as under that virtual network, one dedicated subnet for virtual network gateway, that is a called gateway subnet, as well as we already deploy the virtual network gateway, that is a VPN 01, like that we already deployed it, and we are going to use it same VPN for site to site VPN. Okay, so now what we required other than this two, what are the other things is required? We required like try to understand guys how we are going to implement it. So on premises, and we required the one VPN device. Okay, that is a virtual or physical, whatever it may be. We require the one VPN is a required, guys. One VPN required. In Azure platform, we know already we deploy the virtual network and dedicated one subnet, gateway subnet, and it's a virtual network gateway we already deploy. And coming to here, one more thing, guys. Directly we can't create a connection between the on-premises data center to Azure platform. We can't create a connection, so that's the reason we are going to in Azure platform only. We are going to create a local network gateway. Local network gateway we are going to create it. In this local network gateway, on-premises VPN public IP address, on-premises VPN public IP address, on-premises data center range, network range. Totally, if it is they are using multiple IP address ranges, and all IP address ranges or which IP address needs to be communicated accordingly, we are have to take it that IP address ranges. Those IP address ranges we have to mention under local network gateway. When we are deploying the local network gateway, we should provide the on-premises VPN public IP address as well as IP ranges we need to provide it. That is a one thing. Suppose this is a single connection. If it is a double connection means like dual redundancy, something like that means we have to create a one more local network gateway on premises, and also we required one more VPN, and that VPN public IP address we required. So same like another virtual network gateway, local network gateway on that on-premises public IP address, as well as same IP address ranges we are going to specify it in this. So we are going to create a connection on-premises local network gateway to Azure platform, local network gateway to Azure platform. Here we are going to create the connections. Same like here on premises VPN to Azure platform details, using that we are creating the connection, using that we are creating the connection, using that we are creating the connection. Okay, and dual redundancy wise, again this is a one, normally it's a create a connection. This is a from this place also we have to create a one more connection, from this place also we have to create a one more connections, like that totally is a four connections we can able to create it, guys. Totally we can able to create a four connections. Okay, so let's jump into the practical. And for that, on premises, we don't have any on premises data center or something, anything I don't have. Due to that, I'm going to deploy one virtual network on that Windows server. I'm going to use as a VPN. I'm going to use as a VPN, guys. So let's try to deploy it. So different, like vnet, I'm going to deploy it 02, and suppose this is the one I'm going to deploy. Any region also you can take it, that's not a problem. And here IP address ranges, I'm going to provide it 172.16.0.0, 1 minute, 16.0.0 slash 16 I'm taken now. So here add subnet. Here it's a subnet 01 I'm providing, and 172.16.0.0 slash 24 I'm providing. So click on add. So next nothing is a review and created. Create. Okay. So now creating the virtual network, and we required the on-prem one VPN server. So that's the reason I'm going to, yesterday also I mentioned is a Windows server. I'm going to deploy it for that. So here that is a one on-prem VPN, like that naming I'm giving on-prem VPN, and East-US2, because of I deploy the virtual network 2 in the East-US2. So here, so image 2022 operating system I'm selecting, and here I'm selecting the D series 4 CPU 16 GB. It's very high. I don't require. Uh, let's go to back here. D series 2 CPU and 8 GB RAM. I hope is enough to me, and select it. AG admin, and user ID password I'm providing here. Okay, keep it none. I don't require network security group. So nothing changes here. So here public IP address I required. That public IP address also I'm taking basic. It's enough to me. So none, and management networking monitoring. This is a disable and review and created. Create a virtual machine. So now virtual machine is going to deploying. So, and parallelly, what we required, it's a in between local network gateway is required. Local network gateway deploy. But local network gateway deploy means we required the on-prem VPN public IP address, as well as we require the on-prem network range. Network range we know, but public IP address we require. Once is a deploy only, we can get the details. Let's wait for few seconds. After that, we can able to deploy the local network gateway and create a connections. Let's wait for few seconds, guys, for deploying the virtual machine. And yesterday, I one more video I uploaded. That means it's not our session, learning session I'm talking about. In my YouTube channel, I upload this one, topic about Azure Virtual Machine moving one resource group to another resource group in the real time, how we can do it. So like it's kind of integrated with the backup monitoring and everything is available. But during that time, how we can move it, like that one video I created, guys. If you want, you can you can see. So that is a requirement, I got it. So when I'm performing some issue, oh, I got it, and how to resolve it and how to move the that particular virtual machine. So you can watch it, you can understand the better. Virtual mission, this is the one. Yes, virtual mission is a ready. Let's go to the virtual mission RDB file, open, connect it, AG admin, password. This virtual machine I need to configure as a VPN, guys. For that, configure as a VPN. Already mentioned yesterday, remote access. Remote access. We need to, that role needs to be installed. That role needs to be installed on this server. So let's wait for a few seconds and loading this operating system. Once is loaded, and we are going to first of all turn off the Windows firewall. And we know if it is using the Windows firewall, we need to create a rules and allow the things. If it is not creating the rules, we should turn off the firewall otherwise. So that's the reason now we are not creating the any Windows rules here, Windows firewall rules. Due to that, I'm going to turn off. Okay, and after that I'm going to install the remote access role. Remote access role, I'm going to install it. See carefully and how I'm going to do it. This is a one. So here, first of all, go to the local server and turn off the firewall. So click on. So here firewall, okay, public network, turn off, and the private network, turn off, and domain network, turn off. And go to the dashboard and add role and features. Click on next, next, next. Here there is a remote access, not remote desktop services, guys. Try to understand here, remote access. Okay, remote desktop service, again it's a different. Okay, don't install the remote desktop service. It's not required for us. Remote access only we required. Click on next, 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 and it's a direct access and VPN and the routing. These two future or role services we need to install it. These two role services we need to install it, guys. Okay, and click on next, 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 and install it. These two roles, it's a very important. Okay, so now it's installing the two roles. So now we got the virtual machine. That means we got the public APIs also. In between time, we'll try to deploy the local network gateway. So go to the on-prem. This is a on-prem VM. I'm taking the public APIs. This is a one. Okay, I'm copying that public APIs. Local network gateway. Try to deploy it. Local network gateway. You can see local network gateways. Click on create a local network gateways. And that subscription, resource group, and ES2. And here that name is I'm giving the local network gateway 01, like that I'm providing, and public IP address, I'm providing that public IP address, and IP address range, on-prem private IP address range. Here, my private IP address is a 172.16.0.0/16. Total entire range I want allow it. If you have multiple ranges, you can provide one more range. You can provide one more range like that. You can provide it, guys. Nothing changes here. I'm doing so advanced. I'm not using the BGP. In case of you are using the BGP in this local network gateway also, you need to enable this. Yes, and you need to get the ASN number and BGP peer IP address from local network. Your local networking guy will provide it. Your on-premises networking guy will provide that ASN number as well as a BGP peer IP address, on-premises VPN related. Those details we need to provide it here. Okay. So click on none right now and review and create it. Let's wait for create. Yes, it won't take much time. Local network gateway, it's very quickly only it's going to create it. So let's jump into the back to our on-prem VM. Yes, our on-prem VM is a ready. On-prem VPN VM is a ready, and go to here in the flag icon. You can see here flag icon. In this, it's we need to configure. That means the direct access and VPN, we need to configure it. Okay, click on open getting started widget. So it will open the new window. One pop-up window it will open. Let's wait for, yes, it's open here. And here you can see here deploy VPN only, deploy both the direct access and VPN, and deploy direct access only. Which one we want? Right now I require the VPN only. I can select the VPN, deploy VPN only. And here so that service you can see here right side, that service is not running. Due to that it's showing the red mark. That means that red mark means that service is not running. Right click on that, configure and enable routing and remote access. First option I'm going to select it and click on next. And here custom configuration last option I'm selecting here. You can observe custom configuration last option I'm selecting. Click on next. And here VPN access first option, that is a one. And you can observe here first option we are going to select it. Okay. And then click on, after that click on next, and next finish. So now it's a, this service is going to now started. That service is going to start now. You can see start the services. Yes, click on. Now that service is going to start. Let's wait for a few seconds. So this service is going to start. It's a started that services, guys. Now coming to after this service is started. So from on-premises and we need to create a connection. From on-premises and we need to create a connection, and Azure and also we need to create a connection. Okay. So for on-premises and when we are creating the connection, we require the Azure VPN public address, Azure VPN side. It's that public address is a required, and pre-shared key is a required. Pre-shared key is a required. So first we'll go to the Azure platform. Local network gateway also deployed, completed. So first we'll create a Azure and that connection. So go to the local virtual network gateway, that particular VPN, and here connections is available, guys. Here you can see there is a connection. From this place click on add, and you we can follow the steps and we can do it. Instead of also we can create a connection. One more option here, connection. What is this connection? Same type of we can create it separate service wise, that connections is available. What is the difference here means, when you are creating the connection here, you will get the lot of custom options. You will get the lot of custom options. You can see settings you are getting here, those settings we are getting. But if I'm going to Azure VPN, from that if I'm going to create a connection, I won't get any settings, guys. I won't get the any settings. Just is asking the what is the name and what type of connection type, site to site or vnet to vnet or express route, which one, and where is your virtual network gateway, where is your VPN, and pre-shared key, and if it is a BGP routing enable, and you need to select it, and that's it, and you need to create it. But in this scenario you are not getting any option, you are not getting any other settings options, you are not getting. But any specific scenario, your organization using different settings, but your networking guy asking you to those settings needs to be enabled, or something IPsec related or IKE policies related, custom policies, some of the integrity related, those all those things changing. At that time, must and should we need to select this connection, guys. You can see, understood what I'm saying? So there are different type of like encryptions is available, and integrity related is available, and DH group is available, and IPsec encryptions also, different things are there, and everything is a differently is available, guys. So in case of your organization is a following different, instead of by default settings, they are going with the custom settings, and your organization using different settings, you need to follow this connection and try to made the changes and create a connection. When you are creating a connection only you can do it. Okay. So this is a difference here, connection from virtual network gateway or separately connection if you are creating, like this is the difference, guys. Understood everyone? So go to virtual network gateway and VPN, and here connections, click on add. So in our scenario, just as a AG2 I mentioned on-prem. This is a connection, and IPsec and VPN automatically selected that VPN, and local network gateway. This is our local network gateway. I'm selecting, and pre-shared key. That means something, unique ID. It's a long characters wise. Generally use the in real time. In real time, they will give like something, um, something like this. They will give the some unique ID, guys. Some unique ID they will provide. This is a very important, guys. So if you are providing like this, and open notepad and maintain. Okay. So here, and after that nothing changes, just I'm going to click on OK. Azure and is a creating the connection. Azure and it's a creating the connection, guys. So now on-premises and also we need to create a connection. Yes, we require the on-premises connection when creating. I require the Azure VPN public address. I'm going to copy Azure VPN public IP address. Go to on-prem server and click on network interface. Right click, new demand dial interface. Click on next. Here I can give the Azure connection. This is the one Azure VPN uh, connection like that. Azure VPN I'm providing, and click on next. This is a VPN only. We are not using the triple P over the over the internet. We are not using. Click on next, and IKE version 2. We need to select the IKE version 2 and click on next. And we need to provide the public address, that Azure public address. We need to provide it. Only public address only. We should provide it, and click on next, and nothing changes. Next, next, next. Finish it. Connection is created, but that pre-shared key, how to provide it? Go to right click on that, go to the properties and security, and here second option, last option, use the pre-shared key and for authentication. This pre-shared key where it's available, so we already maintain the in the notepad. I'm copy that one pre-shared key, and coming to Azure platform. Oh, on-premises VM only, no, we are doing, sorry, my mistake. So here that pre-shared key we are provided, click on OK. And after that, right click on that, click on connect. Second option is a connect. If you click on connect and from on-prem to Azure platform, it's a trying to connect it. Yes, it's a connected, and you can refresh in case of any issue, any problem, and immediately it will disconnected. So now it's a not disconnected. That means on-prem and it's a connection is a successfully uh, showing the connected. Okay, but Azure platform, let's go to the connections, and generally it will take some time, guys. It's at least is a 5 minutes of time it will take to show you the connection status is a connected. So once is a connected only we can able to see it. Okay, so even once is a connected, and we can able to see here data in and data out packets also in the bytes are, it will show you. Okay, once is a data transfer is a once is a connected, and we can able to see it here data in data out things, and status also it will show you connected here. Connected here it will show to us. Okay, and pre-shared key anytime is a changes, and go to the pre-shared key and we can provide the pre-shared key, new pre-shared key, anything you are on-premises guy, if it is a provided, you can update it. And if you require existing pre-shared key also, you can get it from this place. Okay, any pre-shared key is not configured properly or not provided and missing something, and definitely it won't work, guys. It won't work. 90% of issues, pre-shared key is not properly configured. Due to that only we'll get the problems. Okay, and configuration, what type of configuration we used it and everything we can able to see it. Okay, that connection configuration I'm saying that IKE version 2 protocol, and use the custom traffic selector, all the details we can see it by default. Most of the time all the companies will use it, this custom details, by default values only, by default things only. Okay, and coming to here, and at last you can see anytime you want reset the connection, something issue, and try to troubleshoot it for that, and you can try to click on reset, totally reset the connection. It will try to reset the connection, guys. That is an option called reset option, and it will try to re-establish the communication. And VPN connection packet capture, only whenever any issue you want capture the packets, any data loss happening and really communicating or not, for capture the packets you can use the this start the packet capture, and flags, what are the flags and everything, and you can provide it, and everything, it's a source IP address and destination IP address, port numbers and everything you can provide it, and accordingly we can capture the packets also, data packets we can capture. And one more, VPN troubleshoot. Here, if you are getting the problem, and automatically troubleshoot the things and select the things and try to start the troubleshoot. Before that, you can integrate with the storage account. So that what will happen, it's a collecting the logs and try to troubleshoot it. Those all the logs it's going to stored under the storage account. Stored under this storage account. So if you click on this one, and it will ask the which storage account you need to store the that particular logs and troubleshooting related everything. So right now I don't have, I don't require because of we don't have any problem. So if it is a still troubleshooting wise, if it is any problem status, it will show you what is the error exactly and what is the problem with that, and it will show you the error message, and accordingly they will give the article and how to troubleshoot it. You can follow the steps and try to troubleshoot it, the that virtual network gateway also we can troubleshoot it. They will provide the some article for troubleshooting the this connection also. Okay, these are the some of the options is available and troubleshooting the Azure virtual network gateway or Azure VPN. So here Discord I don't require, and here now it's a if you see guys, now it's a connected status it's showing now, that Azure VPN to Azure to on-premises VPN, it's a connected site to site. And you can see data in packets 5.56 kilobytes. Right now, we don't have any workloads and transferring anything. Due to that, it's showing like this. Okay. So totally like this way, we can establish the communication. So in case of if you are using BGP routing really connected or not, you want to see it that BGP peer. And if you come to virtual network gateway, under monitoring and go to the BGP peers, and what are the BGP peering wise you made it that all BGP's routing is connected or not. From this place we can see the status, that BGP routing status we can see it's a connected or it's a something issue with that BGP routing anything, and from this place we can see it guys. BGP peers, from this place we can see the any issues and we can able to see it, that is a connected or unknown status or something else, we can able to see it from this place. Okay, any questions up to now? Hopefully is clear to everyone. No. Okay, so here one more point guys, suppose right now I'm using the generation 1 and specific SKU type VPN gateway 1 agent. This is a 650 Mbps only, that connection 650 Mbps only connection. Later on, I want to increase the my bandwidth. Depends on SKU type, the bandwidth is going to increase it. Yes. So suppose my organization, it's not enough to me, like 650 Mbps, I want to increase it. So I can go with the lost and is a VPN gateway 3 and aged. In the generation 1 only, VPN gateway 3 aged only highest one. In this, you will get the 1.25 Gbps. 1.25 Gbps, you will get the bandwidth. But still, if you are not satisfied with that and you require more bandwidth, definitely you should go with the generation 2. In generation 2, maximum you will get the 10 Gbps connection. 10 Gbps, you will get it. So cost wise is a like this VPN gateway 3 aged and generation 2 VPN gateway 3 aged also same cost, but bandwidth wise generation 1 1.25 Gbps and gateway 2 is a 3 Gbps. So always recommended to use the generation 2 and depends on your requirement, bandwidth requirement, accordingly you can choose it. So only one thing here, if you are deploy the generation 1, later on you required to use the generation 2, it's not possible to change it. Again, you need to rebuild totally. It's a totally rebuild. That means you need to delete this one and deploy again, needs to be reconfigure, redeploy and everything we have to perform it with the generation 2, so that only we can get it. If it is a only generation 2 already is there, yes, it's a drop down list wise, we'll get it on that particular series and we can select it accordingly, we'll get the right bandwidth. Okay, hopefully is clear. This is a one scenario. This scenario is understand everyone? Any questions? Suppose this is a one connection only. Later on, I want active mode and redundancy connection I require. So what should I do? In the same generation, same SKU type is enough, and I want more redundancy means you can go with the active mode enabled, and as well as if you want to use the BGP and configure the BGP also you can mention. And second public IP address, before that you need to deploy the second public IP address and you can attach it here. Create a here also you can create click on create a new, and you can provide the um, uh, VPN PIP02 like that. I can provide it and standard, and I can select it and click on OK. And I can get the second public IP address as well as BGP peering by default in Azure platform. BGP peering ASN number 65515 and BGP peer IP address. And you need to, you can use it like this private IP address. So from your virtual network, I use the virtual network range is a 10.0. Like series. So that related private IP address I'm getting. That related private IP address secondary also I will get it. Otherwise, I can provide that private IP address also. So private IP address also we need to provide it to on-prem guy. So using this PGP peer IP address as well as this public IP address, using that they will create a configuration their end. Okay. It's a required downtime window. Without downtime, it's not possible. Understood, guys? I hope it's clear to everyone. Any questions?
I don't have.
Okay. If no questions, no doubts. So this is a today's session, guys. And tomorrow we're going to discuss about express route. And after that, virtual WAN also will try to discuss the topics. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah, Santosh. Okay. You don't have any questions. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye.